Good morning. Today we'll discuss the road payments. What is road payments? It is the road itself on which all the traffics are moving. And in this content we will discuss how many types of road payments are there and how the cross section of the roads looks like and what are the various components of the road, then how to prepare these layers of the roads. So the roads are basically of two types. One is flexible and another is rigid. The flexible payment and rigid payment, what are the basic difference between the flexible payment and the rigid payment? We'll see now. Here we can see that there are two pictures. One is of rigid payment and the another is of flexible payment. The rigid payment is made of concrete and the flexible payment is made of bitumen. Now coming to the point, what is a flexible payment and what is a rigid payment? Why we will call a payment as flexible or a rigid? The flexible payment is the mixture of bituminous material and the aggregates. As bitumen has the elastic property, so the flexible payment has the flexibility nature. That's why it is called flexible payment. And in rigid payment, it is made up of cement and concrete. As we all know that the cement concrete is rigid in nature. There is no elasticity in a cement concrete road or cement concrete material. That's why this type of roads, those are made up of cement and concrete, are called the rigid pavement, and the roads, those are made up of the bitumen and the aggregates material, those are called flexible pavement. Here is the picture of cross section of both the types of payment. In flexible payment, we can see that here the bituminous material has been used as the top layer, and here in rigid payment, the top layer or the surface course is made up of the cement concrete. We can clearly see the difference between these two types of payment, the flexible and the rigid. So now coming to the basic difference between flexible payment and rigid payment. Flexible payment consists of a series of different layers raised on one another above the base course, whereas in rigid payment only one cement concrete layer has been placed above the base course. And as per the load distribution, the flexible payment has narrow and deep load distribution, whereas in rigid payment it is very wide and uniform in nature. Again, the flexible payment has very low initial cost and higher maintenance cost. That's why it is very economical in nature. In contrast, the rigid payment has high initial cost and low maintenance cost. That's why it is not economical in nature. But where the other factors of flexible payments are it is short lasting and dependent on subgrade strength, whereas the rigid payments are very long lasting and it is quite operational. Then what are the various components of a flexible payment? The bottom layer, as we can see here in the pictures, the bottom layer is the subgrade, means it is the earth surface on which we prepare our road pavement. So different road pavement layers consist of 4 or 3. Somewhere these are 4 layers and somewhere without surface course these are of 3 layers. So the bottom layer, as we can see, that is called the subgrade, and then above the subgrade the subbase layer is present, and then the base layer, and after that the binder course which bind all the base, subbase and the subgrade tightly. The binder course has been is topped above these 3 layers, and then finally the surface course of small thickness is prepared for protection purpose and for attractive looks also. Now in the next slide we will go through in details, and it is the topmost layer which is in direct contact with the vehicular loads, and it is made up of very good quality aggregates and it is very dense. It provides a smooth skid resistant surface as well as it provides the friction and drainage for the pavement. It should be watertight against surface water infiltration, and its thickness is of 25 to 50 millimeter. It is the second topmost layer and it is called the binder coat. It is made up of small size aggregates and bitumen. It is the mixture of small size aggregate and bitumen to bind the roads properly. The material used in this course is slightly less quality than that of the top course, and its thickness is of 50 to 100 millimeter. Its basic function is to transfer the loads coming from surface course to the base. It is the base course. We can see in the pictures that the base course is made up of different kinds of gravel, and it is above the subgrade or subbase course. Like we can see here in the picture that it is above the soil or the earth surface. So this is composed of, this layer is composed of a thickness of gravel materials, and it distributes the loads from the top layer to the subbase and subgrade layer. Basically, it provides structural support for the pavement surface, and its minimum thickness must be 100 millimeter. It is constructed with hard and durable aggregates that may either stabilized or granular or maybe both. So the drainage can be made within this layer. The layer under the base course is called as the sub-base course, and its function is also similar to the base course, that it will transfer the load from the upper layer to the subgrade or to the earth surface. We can see here in the pictures that it is the layer consisting of different kind of granular materials such as earth. In this layer is placed above the earth surface or the subgrade, and its thickness is also 100 millimeter thick. The bottommost layer is the subgrade, and it is made up of uh, normal earth only. Its thickness must be between 150 millimeter to 300 millimeter, and it receives all the load coming upon it. We can see in the picture that subgrade is nothing but the earth surface, and it must be enough strong to take all the stresses due to the heavy load coming upon it. Various coats are provided on the surface. So there are three types of coats mainly used in common roads. Those are seal coat, track coat and prime coat. The seal coat is provided directly on the top surface course to make it watertight and to provide skid resistance to the surface. Then the track coat is provided on the top of binder course to develop strong bond between the binder course and the surface course. Then the last course is the prime coat, and the prime coat is provided between the base course and the binder course to develop strong and watertight bond between them. We can see here the various subgrade preparation steps. The first step is setting out, then dewatering if the stagnant water is present there, and then stripping and storing of topsoil. Then the next step is compacting, then the spreading the material in layers and layers, and after that bringing the appropriate moisture content to the material. Then compaction is needed, and then the next step is finishing operation, and the final step is the final grading of the material. And this is the setting out process in road construction. We can see here in the pictures that when the traveler is below the excavation is too deep, then the traveler is below the sight line, and if the excavation is not too deep, then the traveler is above the sight line. Now coming to the stabilization of road. What is stabilization? Why we will need the stabilization of road? In this picture, we can see that the roads are porous in nature, and many in the road has many pots and cracks, and it is not of good condition. So in such a condition we have to make road stable, and before construction of the road we must prepare the road stable. For this we have to stabilize the road, and various types of stabilization is carried out due to the poor quality of the soil. Before construction of the road we need to test the soil, and after that the subgrade will be prepared, and different stabilization process will be done after the subgrade. The different types of stabilization are the mechanical stabilization, lime stabilization, cement stabilization, and fly ash stabilization, depending upon the different types of materials we used in stabilization process. So what is the purpose of stabilization? To enhance the stability or bearing power of the soil. And how to stabilize? By controlled compaction and adding proper stabilizer to the road materials.